It's Dr. Kathy. It is October 8th, 2023, and we have going on in the world today is there was an attack by Palestine upon Israel, and the Prime Minister of Israel says we are at war. And so we're going to do our usual healing, but not in the same way, because I keep getting, and I was transcribing last week's, and who was it last week? Archangel Michael, and he talked about the importance of our self-healing. So we're going to do self-healing first, and then we're going to Israel, folks, from our own place, and we're going to be doing work together. And then we will be hearing from someone, and I'm not sure. I mean, I get these names. I mean, it could be Archangel Michael, it could be Mother Mary, it could be Yeshua, it could be Amma. I'm assuming they'll have decided among themselves who's coming by the time we get there. Okay, so first, heart source. And so that we're all sure that we're firmly in our heart source, move your attention to the front of your heart center and go deep within, as far back as you can go. And I'm getting the message, healing team. Please do any repair work needed in the front of our heart center. Thank you. Now go around to the back and move into the back of your heart center. Again, go deep within, as deep as you can, and you will be going through like a entryway, a hallway. It almost feels like going through the front, except this time you will step through into this expansive place, which is your sacred space. Good. And now go around to the front and go into the front of your third eye, which is the sixth chakra, your brow chakra. Go deep within. If you go deep enough, you're going to find the violet flame. There we go. And now go around to the back of your brow chakra or your third eye or the sixth chakra. And again, go deep within. And now form, intend, draw a beam of energy from your heart chakra to your third eye, all the way up, just goes up the center of you. Feel that connection. I still get a slight jolt. And now send that beam of energy straight up to the center of the universe that knows where to go. And Amma is telling me when you connect straight up to the center of the universe, you are connecting with the essence of love. And now bring that beam of energy all the way down into the center of the earth. So there's 7 steps to connecting to forming the heart source, and we have just completed them. And now to do a little cleansing. Chakra spin as fast as is safe for you and for me. Everybody will be different. And relax. I am the sword. Just allow your energy to expand as much as it can expand. Put no limits on it. Activate the violet flame. Violet flame, activate all around the 7th layer of my aura. And now heart source, expand to either the 7th layer of my aura or the furthest reaches of my fingertips when I hold my arms out horizontally, whichever is larger. Notice how that feels around you. As you practice this, you can make whatever command that you want. You can do it in whichever way you want. I just do heart source, Michael's sword, activate violet flame, and I do it that quickly. You could actually say, put words in it, whatever word you want. Some people call it armor of God, and you could just say armor of God, and it all happens. It's whatever your intention is. Or you could say protection now, whatever. And this is so important. You're coming into that time that, folks, we were born to be in. We chose to be here at this time. And what Amma is telling me now is that when we chose to come, we knew that this was going to be a volatile situation, because in order to cleanse, in order to have the wonders of everything we were promised, is that the old has to be released. And there are those who are terrified of the old being released. And some are terrified because they won't be in power like they wanted to be. The power is in coming together and working together. So it's power with, not power over. And there are those who are so much more comfortable with power over. They don't know who they are without having power over. There you go. And we are going into the back of our heart center, into our sacred space. There you go. And this is going to be fun. The back of our heart center, we are now inviting each other into the healing lecture room to be also within our sacred space. It's separate, but the same. How about that for bending our mind? So everyone, we've invited everyone who is here, and that means anybody who is watching this, into our healing lecture room within our sacred space. But it's still separate. It's, multidimensional. Haven't experienced this before. I'm getting used to the energy. And Amma is saying, join us all together, as there are many people here supporting you. We're not doing the central pillar this time, she's telling me, because everyone is here together. And she doesn't want the illusion of separation to be there for us. We are here. Think of any master, any aspect of God that you talk to, know, love, they are all here with us. Your angels, your guides, your protection guides, who are all here with you. Now, this is interesting. We are now having an intergalactic forces that are coming in to be with us and work with us in this area. These are beings from other galaxies, and some of them from other times in these galaxies. So there is no time with this. And now all who are here, including those that are incarnated in other galaxies right now, ourselves and these others who are here to give support to us and to do their own work with this planet. This planet is very important. And as one of the members from another galaxy said, as are all planets important, there is an effect which happens when there is distress and imbalance in any part of the universe. And one of them is saying, if you're not familiar with this, read the book A Wrinkle in Time. It's a children's book. Read the book A Wrinkle in Time, which I've read a number of times. And now Amma is asking all of those who are incarnated, and that means other galaxies, including ourselves, to please come to the center. And all of those who are not incarnated at this time are gathering around us. And they are holding their hands out. And that's figurative. They don't really have hands, but they're holding that aspect of themselves and sending us love. And Abba has stepped forth. Father God has stepped forth, as has Amma. And they are presenting themselves in an anthropomorphic way with hands, with heart, with womb. And they are saying, bow your head as it opens the back of your third eye and the back of the throat chakra. And we send you now all love. And we send each person, no matter who you are or where you're from, first the vibration of energy needed to remove any aspect of fear, whether it is anxiety, whether it is reticence, whether it is terror. And they say, take some deep breaths and allow that energy to come into you. As you breathe in the energy, that love of the vibration you need is coming in. And when you exhale, release tension. Just say, it's okay. And you might, if you notice your shoulders are tight, say, it's okay. Relax. If it's like the back of your neck, right around where the vertebrae are, it's okay. Relax. And Amma and Abba are saying, and these are some words right from the Hebrew scriptures, we will be with you always. Even if you walk through the fires of hell, we will be with you. Those of you who are Catholic, there's a wonderful song with all that called Be Not Afraid. And I recommend that all of you go to YouTube and look up Be Not Afraid and listen to it. And now they are sending the exact vibration of love needed to bring your body and your soul into balance. You can change the vibration of love needed simply by mentioning a place that you would like healed, like tightness in my shoulder, a pain in my hip. an overgrowth of cells in my gut, not being able to see clearly my path, my fear of not knowing what to do, and my fear of making a mistake in doing it. And they're saying, as long as you are sending love, there is no mistake. Let's just each receive that love now. You can literally and figuratively see your heart open. Focus on your heart healing center, which is at the very top of your physical heart. And say, I release all that is not me. I release all that is not love. And Amma and Abba, I welcome your creative love within me. And now Michael the Archangel is saying, and he has his sword drawn, and he says, draw your sword. And he says, first, before we go cleansing areas in Israel, cleanse your home. Cleanse where you are. See yourself moving the sword throughout. See yourself calling upon Michael, his band, Yeshua, Amma, Abba, to remove from your entire edifice. So even if you're in an apartment, your entire edifice, all low vibration energy, and transmute it to the highest vibration energy possible. Some of you may notice that your aura is expanding as you do this. Ask Michael the Archangel to place around your home, the entire area around the edifice that you are in, along the perimeter of the property line, members of his band, to still have protection. And what we've been calling the healing lecture room now becomes a fortress of protection. And the central pillar, which we have used before, extends to the center of the earth and to the center of the universe. And as it brings in energy from above and below, It goes throughout the healing lecture room, giving you another form of protection, just as being the sword and the heart source and the violet flame does, protecting you. And now ask your angels and guides to assist you, and anyone who is there to assist you as we surround Palestine, Israel. And just see yourself transported there. Anchoring above and below. And we are encircling that area. Some of you are being asked to stay in the encircling area on the perimeters and just anchor yourself there. Just remember, when I give you these instructions, there is not one area better than another. All are very needed. And some of you are being asked to go inside the perimeter and look for lost souls, those whose bodies have been killed and who need assistance in moving outwards. And there are some from the Galactic Command that are doing that. There are some of you here, others who we don't know of, but are also doing similar work. Those of us on the perimeter. And by the way, some of you may be being asked to do both. You're definitely bilocating. And let us now, whether you hold the sword outward or you see yourself doing that, command, find the vibration that is needed to transmute into love. Be anchored above and below. As Amma says with the heart source, you are grounded above and below. Breathe in that energy. This is powerful work. It takes much, much energy from above and below, not your own energy, even though it comes together within you. Inhale love, bringing it above and below. And now, with the intention of clearing low vibration energy, exhale and see the energy leave from your sword, leave from your heart, and go outward. And keep inhaling love, the creative love, and exhale the energy that goes throughout you and is leaving you and moving towards others. Have no concern whether you are doing it correctly. You are. Have no concern that you are making a difference, because you are. Be aware that the energy you are transmuting is thousands of years in collecting. The energy you are transmuting is the energy of when the Israelis came into that land and threw people off of their land. There are battles, there are curses, there is blood crying out in the land. So we're looking at things that are 4,000 years old, battles that have happened everywhere. If you come to modern times, last century. You have within the land the tears of those who lost people in Dachau, Auschwitz, and all of those places. So you have blood that has been mixed in, you have tears, anger, fear, curses in all levels. Stay in, if you check to be sure you're still in your heart sources. I say these things because these are difficult. And those of you who have been called to go within the circle, from your heart, set your intention to call to those who believe nobody is listening to them, nobody is finding them. And these are the ones that have lost their bodies. And some know it and some do not know it. The easiest to find are going to be the children. And the next easiest to find are the parents who have lost their children and are looking for them. So we're all just going to hold this space for a couple of minutes. I'm going to be quiet. We're going to hold this space, breathe deeply, breathing in from above and below. When you exhale, let that energy spread out throughout you and go outwards. You can now make a choice to keep an aspect of yourself there if you wish, doing this spiritual love fair work, or you can decide it is time for you now just to come back, because part of you is going to come back, because we're going to have a message from Amma, is who it is going to be. So everybody comes back, and at the same time, you may have a chance. I'm leaving an aspect of myself there. Be sure and bring that aspect back later in the day. You could even set a time now to say, please return in an hour, even though they're in a place of no time, but you can say in an hour. We are definitely walking between the worlds here. And now Amma and Abba hold their arms out to you from their hands, the figurative hands. They are sending you love to replenish you. And they are to your soul self, sending healing love for the healing of all lifetimes that have been trapped within you, having to do with war, with loss, as an aggressor and as a victim. And the next one you hear is going to be Amma. My children, thank you for what you have done to bring about creation, the creation of peace. Know that this will need to be done many times, as there is a struggle within the planet of what shall be birthed. Those of you who have birthed children, especially those of you who experienced physical pain when birthing children, which is most of you mothers, you know that the pain was difficult, and maybe even for a moment just wanted it over. And then maybe it disappeared, that sense of fear, that sense you would not be able to handle it when that child was placed within your arms. You are assisting in birthing this new world. But there are opposing forces. Your world believes that there are boundaries, and that people belong on this boundary or the other, this latitude or another. They believe that countries, people who live in certain countries, should be here or there, or people of certain racial backgrounds should be here but not there. And as you are bringing things together, you have two areas you need to be aware of. The first and the most important is what is happening within you. When you find yourself moving into negativity or fear, or I wonder if this is right, know that that is a good place to be, because that is surfacing within you what has surfaced throughout everyone upon your planet. 8 billion people. Well, more than that now, right? 8 billion people who believe that there is the proper place for each person, each race, each country, each color, each gender to be, and they should not move differently. You know that that is not true. that this is a world, a universe, a galaxy that belongs to everyone, and that it is possible to find peace, and it is possible to find how to take care of each other. As long as there is greed for money, for land, for power, there will be these difficulties. And that is what is beginning to change. And the work that you just did is part of that change. All of you will receive the recordings of this, and we recommend that you find this spot, not the one of me talking, but the one of you doing spiritual Lovefare. You find that spot and use it, if you could, daily, as often as you can. Some of you will feel the call to do that. Share it with others that are of like mind to you. And notice within yourself every day when you slip away from that place of love, when you slip into anger or fear or the memory of loss, whether that loss was having someone to care for you when you were an infant, even in the womb, or whether it was loss of a spouse or partner or friend, and you don't even know why that loss occurred. Yes, you know about death, but what about the other losses? When marriages and partnerships and friendships suddenly disappeared. When you listen to the news, withhold any excitement that someone is getting what they deserve, because you do not know what they truly deserve. But I will tell you, they deserve the best that love and life has to offer. They deserve the best of that experience within them, which opens them up to the fact that they are love, and that all around them are love, and that there are different ways to be and experience. Greed. Greed takes you away from love. The greed that people will be punished in some way for what they have done to you. That is a type of greed. We've already mentioned the others, of power over someone, of wealth, of land. You do not become more powerful when you instill fear in others. And at the same time, when you give love to others and others do not understand it, it can be painful for you. You have examples all throughout history of people who did everything they could to talk about and be love, and it was not accepted. It brought fear in others. Because to have that kind of love means they had to let go of resentment, of power over, reestablishing their entire lives, their attitudes, their ways of believing. You are coming into that time where you are asked to look even more deeply within yourself to recognize your love, that you are love. And anytime you begin to feel resentment for yourself or for others, that is the time to ask those who work with you for healing. And as you were told last week, heal yourself whenever that comes up. Recognize that when any low vibration energy, when any negativity comes up within you, that is a good thing because it has been revealed to you. And the clearer you are, the more you have released that which is not you, the more you will be able to tap into the creative love and pour it through your body and send it out to others. Few people comparatively on this planet know that that is power. And we call to you to do that, to be whatever term you wish to use, whether it is a lighthouse, whether it is a strong candle in the wind, whether it is light, whether it is love. Use your own term. See yourself because you are the holders of the power and presence of God. You were created to be that. You are what you may consider that infinitesimal aspect of God, but it is not infinitesimal because you are infinite. Yes, this body of yours will go away, but you, who it is you truly are and have been throughout the many, many lifetimes you have lived, whether it is on this planet or in another galaxy, even if you may be in two places at once, that part will never die. And the more you are aware of that love that you are, the more you can send that love to others. It is a powerful work to do because in your humanity, in this incarnation, there is much within your body and your energy field which rebels against that. And all you need to do is to say, healing team, heal whatever that is, change the vibration of those encodements so that I may be. And then you define who it is you wish to be as you are co-creating yourself. To be one of those who assists in letting love be known. That is my message to you today. It is to emphasize what you just finished doing with Spiritual Lovefare. My blessings to you. Abba's blessings to you. Any aspect of God you can contain are blessings to you. Much love. Well, this is Kathy. What did you learn from today? What did you experience? How did you come to know yourself? Any of you who are brave enough to say something, because it'll be recorded, it'll go on YouTube. What did you learn today?
We are all ambassadors of love.
Yes. Who else?
Because everybody and everything is source. We don't have to fear about healing all that needs to be healed, because it's still us and them as source. So we know what to do. They know what to do. So it's a one-ment. And it's actually kind of cool and healing.
That's wonderful, Margaret. Thank you. Who else? I see other people who have unmuted themselves and are going, I wonder, shall I say something?
Kathy,
Yes,
for,
Anne.
for me, it brought into focus that I am the power of God.
Yes. Yes.
It was very, very powerful.
Yes.
It was such a gift. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else?
Yeah, this may sound fun and also intense, but Kathy, I found myself riding my dragon around the temple with the sword out, creating like a vortex of purple transmuting flame. And then at the end, it was placing the sword in the soil and holding the perimeter. I mean, that was intense. And it felt like it was so freeing. It was multi-dimensional. Thank you.
So y'all are getting a sense of your power.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the warrior, the light warrior thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that's like what I'm supposed to be doing. And when I woke up this morning, it was like, you got to get on that call. And I went, the call. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Who else?
Leo,
Yes.
well, it brought home to me once again that this great need for release work. People are dying or being killed every day, every place. And we cannot assume their souls just go right up to heaven. They need help. And Mother called us all in. We can all do it. It's not just certain people who do this release work. And we can all be beacons of light as well as the sword of Michael. I like to hold my beacon high to light the way as I do release work. And I envision like I have a shovel and I'm shoveling them into the light, those who are stuck.
Okay. Thank you, Cleo.
What I found myself doing with the children and the parents, both sides are looking for each other. It's just I had this pink bubble dome of light where everything else disappeared except for the children and the parents who weren't who had lost each other, and they were all in pink. So even though they're in the midst of all the stuff, they could see each other because they were highlighted. Everything else was like basically muted. So that was my visual.
That's cool.
Yes, it was awesome. A measure of gratitude, a measure of skepticism, because I'm always wondering. And as we went around, I thought, no, I don't want to stand around. And then I found myself in there with a little child. And then, I helped the little child. And then you mentioned a child. So to me, that was a measure of gratitude. It gave me more a feeling of, yes, this is real. This is true. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. And then there was a grandmother who would not leave without her son. Her son, she just said, no, I'm not going anywhere without him. And he was an adult. And his name was Herman. And we put them together, and then they left. And I'm just very much grateful for this, Kathy, because I am intensely, I don't buy into everything. And this to me was very powerful, very wonderful, and I am in much gratitude. Thank you.
You're welcome. One more?
Real quick, I pictured myself as a tiny little mouse when I first went in there, was burrowing down underneath and picking up frustration from just the energies of the peoples that have been living there. But decades ago, the Seth materials had said that there were vortexes from ancient civilizations from other planets that had places that they put deep into the planet underneath those areas, which was contributing to all the negative energies and frustrations and craziness going on in there. So I sent my mouse down there to take care of things, change that energy, if that's what's going on.
That's pretty cool.
Happy?
Yes. How you doing, Marina?
I just stayed on the outside, felt like staying on the outside, but I felt connected to millions doing the same thing with a deep desire to heal the earth and all the letting go of all the hurt.
Yes.
That's all.
Kathy,
That's all. I mean, that's a lot. Yes, Michelle.
I found it very interesting that as we were finishing up and I was looking out the window, there are two mockingbirds playing tag with each other, which I don't typically see more than one mockingbird, and on occasion. So I looked up the meeting, the spiritual meeting, and the Pima Indians believed that they were peacemakers.
Mm,
Oh. Wow.
that's
And
good.
Kathy,
Yes.
I envisioned taking children one at a time by the hand to a golden stairway and handing them each one to an angel that escorted them up to heaven. And then their parents also followed.
That's wonderful.
It was
Lovely.
beautiful. Thank you so much. It was so powerful.
You're welcome. Well, thank y'all for joining
Thank
all
you.
of us today. It was, I wasn't sure what was going to happen today, but well, I'm never sure what's going to happen today, but I have found over these last few months, it's like we're being called more and more, and the messages that we are being given have been more forceful in the fact of us coming to recognize who we are and that we have a tremendous role to play on this planet. And thank y'all for joining me.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Love to all.
Love to all. Take
Thank
care.
you. Love to
Thank
all.
you.
Yes.
Blessings.
Take care, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye, Cleo.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Margaret.